That vegan teacher is the world's biggest hypocrite. Don't believe me? Watch her videos and her words.
So Chris, one of the things that you said is you said, Miss Katie is not using a vegan marker. And you were right. First of all, I already explained this in another video, that I was the kind of teacher who would go around and follow the janitor at the end of the day as he was sweeping everything up. And what he did is he had all these piles of markers and rulers and pencils and pens and erasers, and he was just going to throw them all in the garbage. So what I did, since I worked in the school system for 9 years before starting to work here on social media, is I would go after him and I would say, hey, do you mind if I pick these up? Because I see you're just throwing them in the garbage. So you would think that he would bend down and look at the name of who it is and return them back to the classes. But he's like, no. Kids today, they throw it on the ground, it's going in the garbage. I have too much work to do here. So I would go around and pick stuff up a bit. And if I saw the name specifically of a kid that I knew in the school, because I taught to all the kids in the school, because I was the English teacher in the French school system, I would go and give it back to whoever. So one of the times I found a marker like this, and it had the kid's name, and I would give it back to them. Sometimes they were chewed, and sometimes I had no idea who they belonged to. But if they worked, I would keep them. I actually have an absolute stack of things that kids threw out. Now, in school, or threw out, that they dropped and just never bothered to look for. And in school, if the kid in my class didn't have an eraser or a pencil, whatever, I had always extra ones that I would give out.
Alright, so now you're probably wondering, okay, if we've seen this clip like a bajillion times, Bats Boy, so where does her being the hypocrite come in? It comes in at this part.
Another one that I can think of is, and I myself have experienced this in the school system, and I know other teachers have too, is when we receive gifts from different people at Christmas or at the last day of school, will you tell me what you would do? All right, how would you feel if and think about this, that there are certain religions who don't accept pork or any pig, for example, dead pig animals, right? So if these people are at the last day of school, the child brings this teacher who is maybe Muslim or whatever their beliefs are, whatever their religion is, and brings them a piece of sausage, and they know that teacher, it goes against their religion to eat that, and the teacher says, no thank you, I don't want that, and why are you offering me that? You know I don't eat that. That's cruel for a child to bring a gift like that. Now, sometimes the parents don't honestly know. They want to send the child to school to a vegan teacher and they have some eggs might be in the dessert or some milk, and they just don't know. And so, what do you do as a teacher? Well, at first when I was teaching, I used to accept all of these gifts and say, well, it's the thought that counts. But then somebody pointed out to me that in fact, if it really was in that ingredient list, in that cupcake, or in that cake, or in that cookie, the milk that was stolen from a dog, would I still accept it and say, thank you, sweetheart? It's the thought that counts? No, I wouldn't. What if it was the stolen eggs from a goose, or a swan? Somebody just went up to a swan who was just in the wild and just stole her egg and just cracked it open and made a cake out of it. Like, it goes so many levels deep. Okay, Darman, you understand? And so what I need for you to do, if you want me to get rid of one of these X's, as you asked, is for you to understand what really goes on. That the prejudice goes on all over the place. And as teachers, if we refuse these gifts, we're looked upon as being mean somehow, like how could you refuse this gift from a child? But what I used to do is I used to tell my students, look, everyone, if you want to give me a gift, give me a carrot with the green stuff attached. It's beautiful, I love it. Buy me a bag of carrots and we'll share them all. And that is what happened when I was a teacher. They would give me carrots, they would give me cucumbers, and we would all share them. And it was great. It was amazing. Kids got to eat more vegetables. I got to give my vegan message. But vegan phobia does exist in the school because the school principal at first was telling me that I had to accept these gifts from the children. He would not support it if I didn't, because he said it would be being cruel if I didn't accept cookies with eggs in them or cake with milk in them. And he tried to bring up this example of somebody who Like if somebody gives him, let's say somebody gives him a bottle of wine and he doesn't like it, he can just accept it and give it on to somebody else. I said to him, but that's not the same thing, because there's no victim in that bottle of wine. There's, it's fine, you can pass it on. I'm not going to take something from a child that has a dead animal body part in it and then pass it on to somebody else. How is that teaching the child any kind of a lesson? How is that okay?
All right, so now you're probably like, okay, that makes a little more sense, but AJ, can you still explain a bit of it? And I would be happy to. So basically, it's stealing to pick it up from the hallways and all of that, because if you aren't going to accept gifts that were literally meant for you, then you should not be stealing from, first off, it's school property, and second, it's student property at that point. Plus, from my understanding, all schools have a lost and found, so those could easily go in there instead of you taking them. So we have theft, which you say you're against, so hypocrite. And moving on to the next point, if you're not accepting gifts, you should not be taking things that were left there, alright? Because the gift was meant for you. Those pens, markers, pencils, all of that stuff was not meant for you. It was not meant for you to have. So you have, given so many hypocritical moments, but this is just the one I decided to really focus on, because you try and say that stealing from bees and all of this and all of that, well, you're stealing from everyone, so congratulations, vegan teacher. How do you feel about that?
I'm not okay with it.
Good, glad to hear it. And yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoy a vegan teacher's most hypocritical moment in her life. And if you did enjoy, smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you're new. Leave a comment. I will get back to you as soon as I see it. Share with your friends and family, and hit that little notification bell to be notified whenever I post. Stay healthy, stay safe, and I will see y'all next time. Peace out. Bye.